Hey guys, Shockist here. Alright, so in this video we're going to talk about the current state of the game, more referring to official small tribes than anything else, but bringing up issues that I feel need to get fixed to properly balance PvP and to make the game more enjoyable, and also discussing the new patch which was released a bit ago, patch version 338.23. Alright, so first things first, illegal racers. These have been an issue for a very long time and are a current nightmare to deal with. For some reason you can't build them in single player, but on official you can. I've seen thousands and thousands hours of work going down the drain, all because one illegal racer. If you guys don't know what an illegal racer is, it's basically a racer that is boxed in on all sides using dinosaur gates, and it can only really be shot from the bottom. So basically the only way it really gets shot is by walking on top of a turret. It can basically walk up to anything it wants and blow it up. Yes, you do get banned if caught for using this. I've seen tribes get dead wiped and banned for this, and I've seen just tribes just straight getting banned for it. So why not just fix it? It's clearly a problem, an unintended mechanic in the game. It's just very frustrating seeing people getting wiped. I've had friends in the past who have spent thousands of hours, building up on smalls, and then their base just gets illegal racered. I've seen people lose towers. Towers that shouldn't be easy to wipe but basically drop because illegal racers. I've seen big lunar caves get shopped in. People just walk illegal racers straight through the tunnels, straight into people's bases and go shopping. It's just, it's unintended. It's not how it's meant to be. It shouldn't be part of the game, and it's been out for way too long. It really needs addressed. Alright, so moving on to next on my list is basically tech expos. They are way too strong, and I've got no idea how they weren't looked at in the major patch. The trank mode is just completely broken. It has no diminishing returns on the stun, so you can endlessly CC someone and knock them out and cage them. It's basically, you can endlessly hit someone and they're stun locked and can't move, which is insane and beyond broken. It needs to be addressed and fixed because it's super strong in the current meta, especially considering it's all about the caging meta just now, especially on 6-man. It's just getting worse. People just play to cage, and honestly there's really nothing worse than being caged. Your full tribe, your full tribe gets caged and just seeing your base fall because of it. I don't know how more frustrating that could be. And yes, before you guys say in the comments why are you complaining about you do it, just because I'm playing the current meta on how it is doesn't mean I enjoy it. If something's overpowered and broken, yes, I'm going to do it, but no, it doesn't mean I'm enjoying it, So basically I would love to see that fixed and balanced. I think it's about time. There's just so many ways of getting caged nowadays. You've got melee characters, you've got mantises, you've got noglins, you've got clubs and bolas, you've got the tech bows that can stun you and trank you and knock you out. I just think it's maybe about time that they add maybe a suicide function into the game. It really needs it. I personally, if I was to get caged, I don't think I would be getting released. I've literally seen people caged for weeks, and honestly when WILDCARD developed their game, I'm pretty sure their intention wasn't for people to sit back getting caged and see their full base get wiped and destroyed, them having zero control over it. And yeah, it really needs addressed. I really do think it's about time for a suicide button personally. It needs it. Alright, okay, so since we're still talking about tech bows, I want to talk about the damage output that they do. Yes, it's insane. Yes, it does cost element, but in this day and age on Arc, element is nothing. You can get dust and you can craft up so easily for pretty much free, especially since you can convert element into dust on Genesis 1 and 2. It's just so broken, it does so much damage. It's a shame because, before you used to see a lot more squishier dinos that don't have much HP on raids, but you don't see them anymore because they just die tech bows. Basically you don't see Velos anymore, you don't see Basilisks on raid because they literally die in seconds to tech bows. You can literally defend your base with 6 tech bows. I've seen it happen. I've seen people just sit there, all 6 people, and just tech bow any dinosaur that's out. That's how broken they are. And yes, you can kill people with tech bows. Yes, they're expensive to make, but it's just, I don't know. UEs just die so fast to tech bows. Gigas die so fast to tech bows. It just does way too much damage in my opinion, and it needs to be fixed. Alright, so with the new major patch, version 338.23, a lot has changed on official PvP. And yes, they didn't get a lot of the balance changes right in my opinion, but at least they're doing something, right? You know, well, at least they're doing something to fix the game. You know, they have an idea of which they want, and, you know, they realize these things are broken and trying to fix them. So let me explain which, you know, what they've done in my own words. So basically, they nerfed Bloodstalkers. They made, you know, they nerfed the damage that they do, and they made it so when you get picked from a spider, your melee weapon wouldn't go away, which is a great fix. They also nerfed Wyverns to the ground. They nerfed the HP. They nerfed how much damage they do, and they made it so they're nerfable, which was needed, 100%. They made it so Noglins get shot by Plant X, which, in my opinion, doesn't really do anything. It helps, but doesn't really do anything. Net ammo is a lot more heavier, and the net gun uses a lot more durability per shot, which does absolutely nothing. Considering the people are now level 180, they can easily run 1k weight. You could easily carry 25 to 50 nets if you really wanted, and 2 guns. One gun, I think, is 25 net shots. So I mean, if you really wanted, you could carry 2 net guns without a problem and 50 nets, you know. They also nerfed Shadowmains. They nerfed the distance that they can jump and how many targets they are able to hit with the CC. I think it used to be 15 targets they could go to, and now it's only 7. So they're still insane, honestly, they're still insane. They added a global stun immunity buff. Basically means you can't be stunned by the same thing again for maybe like around 30 seconds. So say if you're netted, you can't be netted again for about another 30 seconds. You used to be able to cheese it with, used to be able to, like, you know, net your stego and then use plant Z, but it doesn't really work anymore, so you can't really do it. So basically it means every 30 seconds you can be netted. Initially with the patch they made it so stegos couldn't be netted if mounted initially, but they were saying it was a bug. I'm telling you, that bug was amazing, and that's how stegos need to be in my opinion. The game was amazing then, it was fun, you know, really fun. There are already so many counters to stegos, nets shouldn't be able to counter them so hard, which they do. I mean, most people live in insane base cave spots that are unraidable, and that fix made it so you had a chance to attack these places. But now with the net, it counters it, and it makes these places unraidable. Honestly, there is so many counters to stegos, it doesn't need to be countered so hard by nets. Yes, they added a mammoth buff, which is amazing. It's basically either a 10 to 13 second buff from someone mounted on the drums, making it so you can't be netted or Z'd or feared or CC'd. But the duration is a little too low, and you need basically 2 people to kind of do it. Like maybe in a cave where you can't be shot, you can sit in the back of the drums and play the drums so you can, you know, buff the dinos, but out in the open you can't really use the mammoth at all because you'd just be a sitting target and you'd instantly die, and you know the duration's too little for it to actually even to do anything. It's only like either a 10 to 13 second buff, so it's a great idea, but I think, you know, it doesn't last long enough. It requires 2 people. I don't know if it's just because I play 6-man and we're already spread too thin on raids already. You know, you've got someone on a UA, you've got someone on a racer tanking, you've got someone on a, like say a Tapia or a Rex, and then you've got someone on like maybe like a Giga or a Velo. Like we're already spread too thin to be able to sit on a mammoth and do the mammoth buff as well, unless we're, you know, inside a cave. Like say like a mammoth's amazing on Central Cave or Ice Cave, because you can, say you wanted to Dionicus the wall, and the counter to Dionicus would be someone sitting there with a Z or net. But if you had a mammoth buff, you could literally just run past all that and not need to worry, which works then. But so yeah, I think if they just nerf how much damage a stego takes and make it so it can't be netted, in my opinion that would be 100% better, and that would be the perfect balancing patch, and would solve all the issues on 6-man mostly. They also made it so they buffed tag turrets. Tag turrets now have twice the amount of HP that they have with that patch, which is insane. That change is really focused at 1x, but it hurts 6-man because it makes spots where, you know, you use a lot of tag turrets. It buffs trees, it buffs lunars. It, like, destroying a tag turret now isn't an easy task. It takes a lot of rockets, it takes a lot of C4, and it takes a lot of hits from, say, a Tag Rex or a Tappet. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Next video is going to be a PvP one. Maybe a sneaky central cave, or maybe a corner ocean pillar that we just wiped. You will just have to wait and see. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Remember to like and subscribe. Peace.